how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Thanks for coming.
No, thank you to invite me.
Everybody's just on time. Hi, Noelia.
Hi, so how are you?
Hi, Carlota. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Noelia.
Hi, Carlota. How are you? Hi, Ernesto.
Hi,
Okay.
fine, and you?
Hello.
Hi, Alejandra.
Hi, Noelia. Hi, Carlota. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, so let's wait for Leila and Ivan, and we are all set.
Okay.
And
Okay,
Diana, I saw that Diana is invited.
Yes, but she called me. Well, she sent a message that she has a visit, so maybe she won't make it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Okay, very thanks to you. Okay, here is Leila. Hello, Leila. Okay, while she comes, okay, we only have 40 minutes. Hi, Leila. Hi, Ivan.
Hi, Leila. Hi, Ivan.
Hi, Ivan and Leila. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, Ivan and Leila. Here are Alejandra. You already know her.
Yes. Hi.
And Noelia. Okay.
Hi.
Leila and Ivan.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Okay, so what we only have 40 minutes. When it's when these things is in group, they only allow 40 minutes. Okay, so why don't we start very fast, saying a little presentation, and then we will go because Leila is going to talk today about her work, which is infrastructure projects. Sorry, in Colombia. Okay. Okay, so why don't you, since you are the speaker, Leila, why don't you start with your presentation very fast, your personal presentation, you know, and then all the other ladies finalizing with Ivan, and then you start with your infrastructures presentation, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Leila, so let's listen to you. Your presentation, your personal presentation.
Personal presentation.
Leila and Carlota know who you are, okay?
Okay. Carlota and Noelia, nice to meet you. Alejandra, hi. Hi again. My name is Leila. I'm a consultant in infrastructure projects. I have 10 years of experience in that. In this moment, I work in some contracts in finance structure with ANI, Agencia Nacional de Infraestructura, Findetera and IDB, and Secretary of Women, Secretaría de la Mujer, in different sectors in finance. I have a son. His name is Simon. He's 12 years old. Is glad to meet you and see you in this moment.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Leila. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, Carlota, you are next. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ernesto. Hi, Noelia. Noelia is my coworker. Noelia knows me. Hi, Alejandra, Ivan, Leila, nice to meet you. My name is Carlota Mesa. I am public accountant. I have been working in KPMG for 14 years. I'm from Manizales and I have been living in Bogota for 15 years. I am married. I have been married for 17 years. I have two kids, two sons, 8 and 5 years old. And I am so glad to stay in this class with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carlota. Okay, Noelia, your turn, please.
Hi everybody, I am Noelia Rodriguez. I from Fusagasugá. I have lived in Bogota around 20 years. I am accountant and I have been working in KPMG around 20 years. I am single. I have a daughter. My daughter, her name is Salome. He is 21 years old. Um, she have two cats and no, my my hobbies are to swim, to dance, and practice to exercise. And I love yoga, but in this moment I don't practice this for the situation. But I started Joyce, no, Joyce, joyería, jewelry course, jewelry
course.
course.
Oh, great, excellent.
Excellent, Noel. Okay, Alejandra, your turn.
Hello, and nice to meet you, everyone. So there is a lot of accountant. I'm environmental engineer. I work for the National Disaster Risk Agency, but I'm working for a program that try to bring water and energy at the Pacific Zone. So we work in all these area that today is really complicated because the public order. But we are doing the better to improve their quality of life. I have one son, maybe you saw it. Now he's with all his face painted of yellow because he is playing. He's 5 years old, but in a couple of days will be his birthday. So he achieved 6 years. He's a crazy boy. In my current work, I just have 3 years. So you have a lot of working in your company, so it's really nice. What else? I'm from Bogota. My father my father were from Cauca, and my mother is from Santander. So we are a really strange mixture here in Bogota. I have 4 brothers and 1 sister, but I just live with one. That is the minor. That his name is Luis Alberto. I don't know. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to have this time with you. And also, I said Ernesto that is nice to have this kind of conversation because I believe that 24 hours we talk with our coworkers. We don't have any more to talk. So thank you. This is a really nice space.
Okay.
Thank you, Alejandra.
Thank you, Alejandra. Okay, your turn. Ivan, please.
Hello, everyone. I am Ivan Fierro. I am a lawyer. I have an specialization in administrative law and another specialization in financial law. I work in Garriga. It's a Spanish legal firm. I work here for 2 years and a half. And I have 2 daughters, Julieta and Cristina. They are 10 and 5 years old. Leila is my girlfriend. No more. I am from Neiva, and I am happy for this conversation and this participative class for everyone.
Okay, thank you. Very good, all of you. Okay, so for tonight, we are going to listen to Leila. She's going to be talking about her work, about her projects in infrastructure. So let's listen to her, and then if we have questions, we will ask her some questions. Okay?
Okay. Carlota, Noelia, I forgot to say I'm accountant too.
Great.
Yes, and my boyfriend is Ivan. It's very important to say that. Okay. About our presentation, please let's okay.
Share to screen.
Share the screen. Okay, Ernesto, it's necessary to ability the function to share the screen, please.
I think I did it already. Check.
Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, please say me when you see the presentation.
I can see your
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. The last Sunday, we accord to talk about the infrastructure projects in Colombia, and specific the PPPs or model, the contract, a public-private partnership, PPPs, 3Ps, or P3 is, sorry, is a cooperative arrangement between two or more public and private sectors, typically of a long-term nature. In other words, it is involved governments and business that work together to complete a project and or to provide service to the population. There are significant differences between a conventional construction procurement project and PPP's project that need to be clearly understood. They include, for example, there is allocation between the government and the private sector. When ANI, Agencia Nacional de Infraestructura, is the chair of structuring and managing transportation infrastructure projects in the national level through the PPPs model. What is the ANI responsible for? In the PPPs model, is responsible the road concessions, the rail concession and rail construction contracts, for example, Regiotram, port concessions, airport concession, and airports and El Dorado landing strip. Okay. Ivan is the specialist in this issue, but the most important thing, the PPP's model, is the legal and institutional reforms like the conventional projects. They are the components in three ways: that adequate legal framework, because enactment of PPP's law. The law is 15/8 of 2012. A robust institutional scheme with the creation of a specialized agency, is Agencia Nacional de Infraestructura, and implementing best practice. That is because this model adequate the structure for the 4G and 5G programs. Maybe you hear about that. The control scheme, Ivan helps me for to explain that.
Okay, this is the typical contractual scheme of PPP projects. That is the same scheme to the project finance. In this scheme, you have the shareholders. They are the the participants in the public tender, and when they win the contract, they have to create a new society that is the SPV. This SPV is the concessionary. This is the responsible to build the road, to find the financial resources to build, and and they have to operate and maintenance the road. When the SPV is working, the shareholders are sorry, forget this part. The lenders are the banks, and all the resources to build the project coming from the lenders and the shareholders, and all the resources are administered for the trust. With the accounts in the trust, the concessionary can be paid to subcontractors, the designers, constructors, and operators, or whatever they need to operate and maintenance the project. All the activities in the contract are watching for the controller. And the controller is very important for the ANI because they are the technical eyes in the project. They are the engineers to supervise the builders and the financial and law activities in the contract. The controller reports to ANI all the activities and all the movements in the contract. And all this scheme is created to how do you say prestar? Then to better services in the roads, because we are users in the roads, and we need a very good road, very good service. For example, if my car have a fail, the concessionary have to use the gruas.
Tow trucks.
Sorry?
Tow trucks, like that.
Okay. Yeah. Toll trucks. And the concessionary have to give all services, for example, restaurants or carro taller. All the services in the way are administered for the concessionary. This is a very good scheme for build roads, ports, airports, or railways, because the concessionary is the responsible to all the services. But for the state, it's a little bit expensive that built directly, because the concessionary needs to find the resources with the lenders. For that reason, is a little bit expensive, but the state can pay in a long time, usually 30 years.
Yes.
It's a very good scheme to
Structure or
how do you say modernizar?
Modernized.
To modernize the infrastructure in Colombia. More or less since 1993, this scheme works in Colombia, and the better ways in this moment are were built for concessionary with this scheme.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. How Ivan says, the main risks in this model scheme is the finance, to finance this structure, these projects, because exists a lot of risk to have the private actor in this scam. Yes? These risk distribution are in this slide. You can see the distribution, sponsor risks, and shared risks. And the sponsor risk is construction, operation and maintenance, financing, change in construction and operation and maintenance costs, land and environmental management, insurance for force majeure events. These are the sponsor risk, and the ANI or government in this case risk are exculpatory events with non-insurable force majeure, delays in land acquisition, delays in community consultations, delays in environmental licensing, and traffic with the cumulative revenue. I don't know that you hear about that. Maybe you listen that the BPIP or BPIP is BPN is the BPN that the revenue in the project in the 30 years that have the project. And this is the most important structure is the share risk, because you can see the tunnel construction tax changes. The contact know about that in a project of 30 years is more tax change, cost overruns, land environmental consultations, cost overruns, public networking, and with the share risk, this is the distribution. The first 100% estimate value is the private or the sponsor risk for the sponsor risk, and before the 120% is with these bands or distribution. The first 30% is the private, to private, and the other 70% are the government. This distribution is for land, environmental, and networks. Yes, and in the case the tunnels is a specific project with 15 and 15% in the case to pass the first 100%. Yes. And additional measures for risk mitigation. In this case is in the topic land. In the order to start construction phase, a viability of 14%. Of the longitude of land is required. Cost overruns are shared. In the case of Alejandra, environmental licenses require to start interventions. Cost overruns of environmental compensation are shared. Any responsible of overruns of unplanned works, and consultation with communities, and in the case the networks, inventory of networks before the start of interventions, shared costs overruns, and declaration of networks exculpatory event in contract. Standardized insurance policies. Any last the other generation, the road, create standardized insurance policies with a specialty compliance policy, and the general like civil responsibility, civil works that include existing civil works, construction, repair, and improvement, machinery, and equipment. This, for me, is the most important slide, and the reason for because we're talking about these infrastructure projects, because with the actually or current situation post-COVID, or in COVID now in this moment, the economic impact of infrastructure project is bigger, is really big, because multiplier effect of approximately 1.5% in GDP during the construction phase, and potential growth rate of GDP increase 0.7% in the long term. Employment rate reduces by 100%. Is the most important issue or goal these projects, and in this moment is the one or the first case or sector, because for revenue or no, recover the economy post-COVID is necessary, and the government in all countries in the world in this moment think about these projects for the impact, for the employment, and for recover the GDP with the increase about the COVID. Is our presentation. If you have any question, please say yes, and for to answer.
Carlota has
Carlota.
Oh, thank you. If you let me make the first question, because I don't have a lot of time to accompany you, because I have to prepare the dinner for my hungry men. Leila, thank you for your explanation, very good. I have experience auditing concessionaries, because in KPMG we are a statutory auditor of Grupo Aval, and as you know, Grupo Aval has investment in infrastructure, yes. For that reason, I know very well this sector, but I have I need to be honest, I didn't have idea that the construction of tunnels is a shared risk between concessionary and ANI, if I understood well. Could you explain me better how is the risk shared between both?
Is the geologic risk, because the the tunnels in a projects are very expensive for the projects, and for the geologic risks too. The financing this structure in the project are very expensive in the model structure and model finance in a project. That situation to do very expensive, and when exist tunnels, is necessary contract experts in a specific project for to know the conditions, the area when in the construction, the geologic risk. Look or remember the túnel de la línea. Is a lot. This structure had a lot of years to construct that, because it's very expensive and it's impredictable. The construction, this construction.
Okay, if I understood well, when the concessionary is structuring the financial project, it's necessary to split the cost of the construction of the tunnels, separate or split to other construction, to construction the road.
When the tunnels are more 1 kilometer is necessary.
When they're longer than
what?
When they are longer than 1 kilometer.
Yes, when they are longer than 1 kilometer. When it's less, no is necessary.
Okay. Thank you, right.
Yes. We have a question. You are the wife the Alejandro Herrera? No?
Alejandro? No.
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 I
Alejandro
think
Herrera's wife is Diana, and she couldn't come tonight.
Okay. Yes, it's Diana. Yes. No. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, another question? Maybe
Thank you, Leila.
No. You're welcome.
I have 2 questions, but first, thank you, Leila. I didn't know anything about this. I never worked. I have been never working in this kind of projects. So it's my first time. And I have one question first, and it's about trust. Trust is a value or is a name of a way to control?
It's fiduciaria.
Okay. I said why we are put everything
in. In Spanish, patrimonio autónomo.
Okay.
Is the SPV is
Sociedad de propósito específico.
In Spanish.
Okay.
SPV create that trust. Is the way or the center, the administration of money. This scale.
Okay. And the other question is about if all the PPPs include a bank.
A bank?
Yeah, the lender, no? Okay.
Bank, no, pero no necessarily. Not necessarily a bank. Maybe a multilateral or the figure the debt is lender. The way is banks, multilaterals, fondos de capital privado. I don't know how do you say.
Yes, in all the projects, the concessionary needs lender. It's an obligation in the contract.
Okay. But the lender is not just a bank. Whenever that have the money that want to put it, it's the lender, right?
Yes.
Yes, exist a lot of figures because the one bank don't have this money, and for the risk is necessary to share the debt with different bank, and in this structure, the projects or finance structure use créditos indicados or different structures for the debt, the projects, because it's a lot of money, a lot of risk.
And the time that we or the government give the concession or make this PPP scheme, I don't know, or contract, depends of the project, or in every case is 10, 20, or 30 years. How define the time of the
time depends the model schedule. Because when you have in the model finance model, you have revenues and se me olvidó. Expenses like capex and opex is the expense of construction, with environmental license, networkings, construction. That is the expenses. Yes, the revenues when you in the model include these expenses, the financial structure and revenues, you can determine the time. But in the legal, in the law, don't to be, no pueden ser.
Cannot be. They
cannot be more than 30 years. 50 years, sorry.
30 years. And Metro of Bogota is also managed by Annie? No.
No.
It's the Empresa Metro de Bogota. It's a new company for the Bogota district capital.
Okay, we only have 2 minutes, so why don't we listen one question from here? Because we only have 2 minutes left.
Okay. I don't know a lot about the concessionaires, but I auditing the toll companies, that these companies recollect the money or the revenue and administrate, took her commission, no, it's commission, and then the rest of the money translate the fund for the state, and auditing the other company that invest in the concessionary, because that's these companies are the Grupo Aval. But I have a question: if it is necessary that the company or the concessionary recollect the revenue in the talks, or other company can recollect this money?
Why don't we, excuse me, we only have less than 1 minute, so what I already sent you another invitation, no? So why don't we open the new invitation and we have a little bit more time, okay? Because it's going to be over. I already sent you the new invitation for the new, which starts right now, okay?
Okay.
So let's meet in the new one, okay? Because this is going to be over.
Okay.
Okay.